I think this is going to be a very, very, very interesting section. We want to talk about factions or individuals which can easily be won over. So factions in the enemy camp, individuals in the enemy camp, which can easily be won over to you, which you can easily pull into your camp. Of course, you need to watch out for the possibility of double agents, but generally speaking, there are 4 different categories of people who we can easily win over to us. Those are provoked persons, alarmed persons, or people who are frightened, ambitious people, and haughty or arrogant people. So let's talk about each of those. Factions or individuals which can easily be won over. First of all, we have provoked persons. And by provoked persons, we mean people who have been provoked, who are angry. And the way that we're going to win them over is to tell them that the king or whoever that provoked him tramples and oppresses people, but he could be defeated if we just set up a rival and ask them to wait for that. If they agree, then you've probably got them over to your side. So we've got a long list of different types of provoked people. So the first is slighted artist. So if a person is of equal talents to somebody else, but that somebody else is getting preferential treatment, more money, more grants, more patronage or whatever, an artist of equal caliber, or who considers himself to be of equal caliber, who's not getting the same preferential treatment, can easily be won over to you. The second type of person that can easily be won over to you are those who are harassed by bureaucrats. Maybe the tax man, whoever. Banished people. People who have been physically banished from the country, the tribe, the organization, the crew, whatever. People who have spent a lot of money trying to do something to become successful, but still consistently fail. These types of people are usually bitter and angry, and they externalize that bitterness and that anger, and usually they'll focus and fixate on the most powerful person within their proximity. So people who spend a lot of money, a lot of resources, but still haven't become successful can almost always be turned, can almost be brought over into your camp. Those who are denied their rights. So whatever those rights may be, if a person's denied those, they can easily be brought over. People who are denied their inheritance, very similar. People who have fallen from rank or who have fallen from honor. Again, another type of faction or individual that can easily be pulled over to your side. Those who are rejected by their own family. Men whose women have been assaulted. So maybe in another country, another crew, another organization, what have you. This person's lover, wife, girlfriend, whatever, has been assaulted. Or, people have done something inappropriate with her. This person can easily be turned and brought over to your side. Prisoners or former prisoners. People under threat. And those whose property has been confiscated. Those who've had their property, physical property, whether that's real property, money, what have you. People whose property has been confiscated. Next, we have alarmed persons. So the way that we're going to pull alarmed persons, these are just people who are frightened, people who are scared. The way that we're going to pull them over to our side is to tell them that, or have our spies tell them, that just like a snake bites and poisons anything that causes danger to it, this king will surely destroy you. You'd better go elsewhere. Just use that analogy. Just like a snake will bite and poison anything that it perceives as dangerous, this king will surely destroy you. And you'd better try your luck somewhere else. Big money, no whammy, stop. So we've got a lot of different types of alarmed persons as well. Alarmed persons are people who have misfortune due to their own deeds. They have problems, but really their problems are caused by themselves. People who are offended by the king, or offended by the leader, offended by the boss. People whose sins, transgressions and sins, have been brought out into the light, brought out into the open. They can easily be brought over. They're alarmed people, and they can easily be brought over. Those who are scared that the punishments against people of similar guilt to themselves, so they're guilty of something, they see somebody else who's guilty of the same thing being punished, and that alarms them, that makes them scared. These people can easily be brought over. This is a very interesting one. People whose spirit of rebellion is crushed by coercion. Also, officials who suddenly get great wealth. High-ranking officials, like ministers, real homies who suddenly get great wealth. And also the relatives who hope to inherit that wealth. You can bring all of them over very easily with the snake analogy. People who are disliked by the king, and people who themselves hate the king. Obviously very easy to bring over. Next group we have are ambitious people. The way we're going to win them over and pull them over to our side is to tell them that the king rewards unworthy people. So it's better to support somebody with more discernment, with more wisdom, who's a better judge of character. Tell them, you know, this guy, this boss, this king, this ruler, this leader rewards people who don't even deserve to be rewarded. You know, why follow this guy? Why support this guy? Why don't you just come over to our side, you know, with our king? Have your spies say, you know, our king is very discerning, very wise. He's got the knowledge and the wisdom. He rewards all men equally, all men justly, all men fairly. You need to come to our side. So, the types of ambitious people are people in poverty, poor people, those who have lost lots of wealth, people with naturally evil tendencies, and those who are involved in dangerous transactions. Those are all ambitious people. And finally, we've got haughty or arrogant people. And the way that we're going to win them over is to tell them that the king, the guy you're with, your leader, your boss, your ruler, is a low-quality person, and he only brings benefit to other low-quality people. So it's better to really support a high-born rival. So, for instance, if I were in this situation, I'm not a high-born person. I'm about as low of birth as you can get in the Western world. But if I had an opponent, somebody I was engaged in conflict with, or just somebody who I needed to poach from, if I needed to recruit some of their talent, headhunt some of their people, you know, I would send a spy over, and I would have that spy tell the person, if they're haughty, if they're arrogant, I would have the spy tell the person, you know, your boss, your leader, you know, is like a low-quality dude. He's like this ghetto motherfucker, and he only pays attention and only rewards other ghetto motherfuckers. But this guy, Zhao Anshin, over here, over on the other side, is fair and is just and is a person of high birth. He's a high-quality person. He's not a ghetto, he's not some poor person. You know, he's went to the best schools. He was a member of the best fraternities. He is a member of all these good organizations. Whatever. Why don't you come over here with Zhao Anshin? He's fair. He's just. He rewards other people that are like him, like us. So these types of haughty people or arrogant people, or self-sufficient people, those who are fond of honor, those who love to be honored somehow, those who can't stand when their rivals or their opponents receive honors, those who others think of lowly, people with fiery spirits, fools, straight up fools, and people who are not content or who are not happy with what they have. So all of these types of individuals or factions can be won over. We've got 4 different types. Provoked individuals or provoked factions, alarmed factions or people, ambitious factions or people, or haughty or arrogant factions of people. And there's a specific analogy to use with each of these, and a specific methodology to follow to recruit or to poach these people from another camp. Very, very simple.